Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, doing JMA Friday for today's second video. So on Friday, we're having a look at the weather for the month ahead with the Japanese and CFS V2 models. And I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video released today was our 6 AM upload. And got a 10 to 14 there with all of the regular features coming up to you later on this afternoon. Followed by a live stream after 10 PM tonight. We will be live streaming the GFS 18Z 8K per pub run. So I shall see you live for that. But let's go on with JMA Friday. Let's start off with the 500 millibar height anomaly chart for the Arctic and North Pole view down for the Northern Hemisphere. So this is the North Pole just here with a wider Arctic circle around there. And then we've got the mid-latitudes through here. Blue is extrapolating to below average heights, which is low pressure. Yellow, orange and red to above average heights, which is high pressure. These charts are broken down into weekly periods, and the first weekly period will take us from today, the 18th through the 25th of November. So the coming week looks very unsettled with below average heights in the Atlantic, heading into Europe with a strong jet stream as well. So lots of low pressure driving in from off the Atlantic there. Week 2 will be the 25th of November to the 2nd of December with, again, the below average heights in the Atlantic heading into west of Europe and higher pressure across the far north of Europe, Svalbard, for instance. And so we keep it unsettled and relatively mild into the beginning of December there. And then time for change weeks 3 and 4, which takes us from the 2nd through to the 16th of December, with above average heights then appearing in the North Atlantic and heading into northern parts of Europe. You'll think that's going to bring in drier but also potentially somewhat colder air from off the continent. So that might be turning drier and colder as we go through the first half of December. Tropical on mid-latitude view looks like this. Now we can't see the Arctic, North Pole, Greenland, Scandinavia, Iceland, all those areas are up a chart up here. We've had a look at that view down, so we know what's going on. However, so reminder of the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly for the 18th, 25th of November. Low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, UK and Ireland, top right hand of the chart, as you're looking at it, by the way. Low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, just looking really unsettled, a bit of an Atlantic onslaught type pattern. The temperature anomaly is average to a bit above average in the coming week, and the precipitation anomaly is significantly wetter than normal. Plenty more November rain to come. Week 2 will be the 25th of November to the 2nd of December. Low pressure keeps coming from off the Atlantic Ocean. This is a milder week, if anything. Temperatures actually lift up at the end of November and into December. We go 1 to 2 degrees above normal again. And it is also another wetter than average week to come. Wow. And then weeks 3 and 4 look like that, with the above average heights then more towards our north. So it's a job to make them out, but above average heights appearing over to the north of the country. It probably brings in like an east or a southeasterly flow. Temperature is still a little bit above average, actually. I would have thought that would be cooler than that. Bear in mind, it's like a 2-week anomaly, so maybe December starts off very mild and then gets colder or something in the second week. It is drying out as we get into weeks 3 and 4 as well. So we lose that above average rainfall and we go nearer normal there. Right, so that's that one done. Let's have a look at Surface V2 and see how that compares. So again, these are 500 millibar height anomalies, and they're broken down into weekly periods. The first week period takes from the 18th, 24th of November. The coming week looks very unsettled with low pressure in from off the Atlantic. Bit of an Atlantic onslaught type pattern. Really unsettled there. Week 2 is the 25th of November to the 1st of December. Again, low pressure dominates from off the Atlantic into western parts of Europe. So another unsettled week to come. changes for week 3, which is the 2nd to the 18th of December, as above average heights and build into just northern and western Europe, really, above average heights, high pressure taking over basically through that early part of December. And then week 4, which is the 9th to the 15th of December, takes that high pressure out into the Atlantic, sends up towards Greenland, and that should pull down a colder northerly wind, especially if we get a corresponding tropical low pressure in over Scandinavia, which I think is quite likely from that pattern. Temperature anomaly for week 1 is only ever so slightly above average, not a particularly big deviation. Milder over week 2, this is the 25th of November to the 2nd of December, so then we go quite substantially above average. Week 3 is also quite significantly above average temperature, only from the 2nd, 8th of December. And then week 4 hints at a little bit of a cool down. This is the 9th to 15th of December, and it just hints that we might be getting colder there if we do indeed get the wind into the north. And I'm so sorry everyone. Finally, the precipitation only for week 1, 18th, 24th November, is substantially wetter than normal. Really wet week to come. And also week 2 as well, 25th November, 1st December. So very wet. Very wet November. The rest of November is going to be very wet. Into week 3, it's the 2nd to the 8th of December. Perhaps going a bit drier, particularly to our south. And then week 4, the signals are weakening, as ever. 9th, 15th of December, but hints at being a bit drier than normal to our west, where we have that mid-Atlantic ridge. Right, so we've got pretty good agreement between the two models, certainly for the rest of November. It's going to be, very wet and relatively mild, but the main story for the rest of November is very wet conditions. And then we get into December, signs of a change, possibly going more anticyclonic for a while. That might bring a little bit of frost and fog, and then possibly colder, as we get into the 2nd week of the month, although that is a long way off. We've got to wait and see where that high pressure goes, I think. If we build the high pressure in, then we wait to see what happens after that. Right, well, that's it for JMA Friday this week. Remember, just a snapshot of what this morning's show could look completely different when we look at it again next Friday. Any forecast beyond 5-7 days comes with big health warnings and large pinches of salt attached. Of course it does. We're going to be back shortly with your 10 to 14 day. That will include all of the regular features, so make sure you check that one out. But for JMA Friday this week, that's all for now. And thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.